What's up, guys? Mike Kravchenko here, bringing you the first ever video on Classic Sports Network. I am your host, and I'm going to be your host for a very, very long time, probably throughout the entirety of this channel. So, welcome to the channel. Odds are you're probably new. Some of you are probably old subscribers, and I appreciate you for checking out this video. Hopefully, you are interested in fantasy sports. I know I am, and I hope you guys are just interested in sports in general. If you are, then welcome, and thank you for viewing. So this episode is the first segment of how to win your fantasy league. This is obviously episode 1. I know it is a week late. Why? I had to get my mic set up. I had to get everything ready so I can produce the best quality thing I can with my budget. So that being said, it took a little bit to get everything ready, and I'm very excited to get this going. So first off, week 1 was absolutely insane. All the games were close. There was a lot of one-point games. I know the Jets were. I'm pretty sure the Giants were. So there was a lot of one-point games, which is absolutely ridiculous. There was a lot of upsets, like San Francisco destroyed Los Angeles, and you have to wonder how that affects your fantasy team. Well, it does a lot. In the first week, Todd Gurley in standard scoring on ESPN only scored 4 points. Todd Gurley is projected to be the best running back in the league this year, basically, and he scored 4 points, 4 lousy points. What I'm going to talk about on this segment are those reasons that I shouldn't start him, like that he only got 4 points last week, and I'm going to tell you no. Watkins, Gurley, all those people that did terrible last week, you don't know what's going to happen later on in the season, so you cannot get rid of those type of people. Gurley is an outstanding running back. He proved that last year. You guys all know that he's an elite running back, and to get rid of him after week 1 would be ridiculous. I've seen people trading him already. It's absolutely absurd. A lot of people have slow starts to the season. Russell Wilson did terrible for maybe even the first half, and he came back and ended up being the number 2 fantasy quarterback with him and Cam Newton back-to-back in the end of the season. So any worry that you have after week 1, get rid of it. There's no reason to be worried after week 1. It is week 1, number 1. Only 1 game has been played so far. So see how they work out the first couple weeks. If they're losing you fantasy games, maybe you need to put them on the bench and put someone else in. And here are some people that I'm going to tell you that you should look out for in week 2. So week 2, here are 3 notable people that are injured and that I personally would not put on my team. Sammy Watkins, he is on my team. However, he's not in my starting lineup. I replaced him. Why? Well, simply because, yes, he said he's guaranteed to start, and Rex Ryan said he's starting, but Sammy Watkins is hurt. Sammy Watkins could very easily injure the foot even more. There was a concern coming into the season whether he would be healthy enough to play, and here it is. He is not. You're going to see absolutely nothing from him tomorrow. I am fairly confident that he will not do well. Although he had 150 yards in the 2 games, which is pretty good. You know, it's 2 games, so 150 yards is really not the best, but it's really not the worst, especially since in the final game of the year, he absolutely obliterated Darrelle Revis and embarrassed him. So obviously the Jets are a good matchup for Sammy Watkins. However, he is injured. I don't think he gets through the entirety of the game, never mind the first half. I really just truly believe that he's going to be out, and he's not going to play the entirety of the game. And if he does, he's not going to produce very much. It's going to be much easier for the former elite cornerback Darrelle Revis to shut him down. Another notable injury, which could honestly ruin a lot of the fantasy seasons, is RG3. If you are in a very dense league, a very big league with 12 guys, RG3 might be on your team. RG3 should be on your team. If I was in the 12-team league, I would 100% have RG3 on my team or on my bench. However, he's out. He's basically out for the season. It's a minimum of 8 weeks. He's out. What's a surprise? Now, what does that tell you for the return of Josh Gordon and Corey Coleman? That means Josh McCown is the quarterback. And does that worry me? Yes, 100%. I do have Josh Gordon on my team because I do believe that he's going to come back and be elite. However, now with Josh McCown as the quarterback, I think that's going to hinder his points, and it's going to hinder all the yards he's going to get after his return, and I really just don't believe that he and Corey Coleman will be going off like I did in the beginning of the season with RG3. However, Gary Barnidge is one of Josh McCown's favorite targets, so I would 100% take Gary Barnidge if he is available. Odds are he's not, but if you are in a league that he is, take him, snag him. He will be his number 1 target. He was last season, and he will be. Now, here are some players to grab, and these are 3 players that I truly believe are going to explode throughout the entire season, never mind just this 1 week. But specifically this 1 week, these are 3 guys that I really think. All three of these guys are indeed running backs. People that I saw in the receivers are really not highly touted, in my opinion. People like Sterling Shepard and Willie Snead, I don't think they're going to do fantastic this week, but they will definitely be getting fantasy points. They are going against each other, and they both have very two terrible defenses, specifically New Orleans. So we're going to get into that actually right now. Rashad Jennings, I would 100% take him, put him in as my flex or running back number 2 with running back number 1 upside. Reasoning for that is last week, the Saints gave up 167 yards to the Oakland Raiders. 167. So that being said, you should 100% put in Rashad Jennings. He's going to be used at the goal line a lot considering their other running back is out. They do have Shane Vereen, who was a feature back receiving last week. However, I would 100% put in Rashad Jennings, and I really do believe that he's out for a big week. Another player to mention is Tevin Coleman. He is available in 44.4% of league. Although it does say that he will be sharing a role with Freeman, I really believe that he's going to be doing better than Freeman. And he was limited to practice, and he did not do well last week. Tevin Coleman outscored him by 7 points. That being said, I would 100% put in Tevin Coleman this week if you do have a running back 2 or a flex open. Tevin Coleman is due for another big week, as I do believe that Devonta Freeman will have another limited week. Finally, now, this guy is not available in the majority of leagues anymore. He's only available in 14.6% of the ESPN leagues, and that being said, it is probably hard to get him because of his big week last week, but this is Spencer Ware. Spencer Ware is someone that I've had on my team since the entire time I drafted him. Spencer Ware is the backup to Jamal Charles, who might not even be a backup to Jamal Charles once Jamal Charles comes back. Spencer Ware put up 25 points last week. 25. Now that is absolutely ridiculous. That was good for a tie for second in ESPN Standard Scoring League with CJ Anderson. Now if he's up there with CJ Anderson and D'Angelo Williams, he's 100% a full-time good running back to have. He is my running back number 2, and I really truly believe that he has running back number 1 upside with a very, very, very high ceiling. I believe that he's due for another great week. Regardless of how good that Houston defense is, I would say that Spencer Ware is ready for another good week. So with all of that being said, I know it's a pretty long episode. These will be probably longer and more in-depth. It's just that it is week 2. I got out all of my specifics that I wanted to cover. Later on into the season, I will be going into more depth and be speaking with other people, getting other people's opinions on this. And I definitely will be doing another session this week for all sports news. I'll be doing it Saturday. It'll be up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this first segment of how to win your fantasy league and get ready for another one next week. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did, please leave a like, rating, subscribe as always, and I will see you guys later. Stay classy.